Hi, I'm Joan Kang Shin. Welcome to Our World's Professional Development Program. These videos will help teachers improve their classroom practice and help their students to get the most out of Our World. This video is about using pair and group work with young learners. Language is about communicating with others. So, in our language classes, it's important to use learner-centered, cooperative learning activities that have students working in pairs and groups and talking with each other. Pair and group activities increase the amount of time students speak English in class and practice using new language structures. Furthermore, they give our young learners opportunities to practice communicating and collaborating effectively with their peers, which is an important 21st century skill. Most teachers understand the importance of using pair and group work to build a communicative and cooperative learning environment for students. However, some teachers find it challenging to manage their young learners in pairs and groups. We all know that young learners are very energetic and spontaneous, so pair and group work can easily spin out of control. In this video, we will show you some simple techniques for doing effective pair and group work with young learners. These tips will help you create a classroom environment that encourages real communication in English and increases learners' ability to collaborate with each other. Best of all, your students will be talking and having fun. Young learners find it challenging to manage their own learning and be independent. To ensure that your students are successful in pair and group work, plan activities that are short in length and have a clear goal and end product. Try to avoid complicated activities with multiple steps. And be sure to give clear instructions and a model. If students can read, it is helpful to give instructions both orally and in writing. In addition, if you can give a model of the interaction or examples of the final product, students will understand much better what is expected of them. Take a look at this teacher from Mexico who gives clear instructions and models the pair work activity found on the vocabulary page in a unit of Our World. Notice how well students work in pairs after she gives them a model.
You are going to ask, who is this? For example, I ask, pay attention, I ask Camila, Camila, who is this? Who's this?
He's a brother.
The brother. The brother, okay?
It is a good idea for teachers of young learners to model exactly what they expect students to say and do. Take a look at this teacher from the Dominican Republic. He models the process of planting seeds with gestures. When students discuss the topic in pairs, they follow his model and use the target language.
What is the process of planting? First, you have to dig. And what do you dig? You dig a hole, right? A hole. And what do you plant?
Seeds.
Okay, I want you to think about that, okay? Talk to the person next to you and tell the person the process, okay?
Yes.
Dig, plant, weed, okay? Talk to the person next to you, please.
As you can see, modeling the expected spoken response helps guide young learners to complete the task successfully. Our World always includes pictures with instructions as well as a model of the end product for students to understand clearly what they should accomplish in their groups. The models in the Our World student books and lesson planners make it easy for you to manage your pair and group work more effectively. After giving clear instructions, you need to put students into pairs or groups. Let's first look at assigning pairs. If you plan to use pair work multiple times in one class, you can put students in pairs and give each student a name, partner A and partner B. If you designate pairs at the beginning of class, it will be quick and easy to start pair work at any time. For example, let's take a look at this paired activity. You can direct students. With a partner, ask and answer questions. Talk about what you learned. Who is partner A? Partner A, you ask a question first. Partner B, answer the question. Then switch. If students get used to this partner A, partner B routine, then managing pair work will be easier. Just remember to change pairs the next class and give students a chance to interact with other classmates. When preparing for group work, plan the groups in advance rather than letting students select their own groups. This not only saves time, but also gives you the opportunity to group students in a purposeful way. Sometimes teachers like to group students by proficiency level or ability in order to allow students to work together with students at their level. This can be effective, especially if the teacher wants to give struggling students more help during the activity. She can monitor the groups and spend extra time with the group that needs more attention. Other times, teachers like to group students in mixed level groups, so the higher level students can assist or be a model for the lower level students. Either way, it is a good idea to group your students in advance based on the activity. For young learners, it's fun to give each group a special name. You can name them after words from a previous lesson like sun group, moon group, star group, sky group. Notice how this teacher has named her groups with names of colors and sends them back to their designated table for group work.
Green, go back. Yellow, go back. Red, go back. Blue, go back.
As we all know, young learners do not have long attention spans and cannot work for a long time independently. The younger they are, the less we can let them work completely on their own. While students are working in pairs or groups, you should always monitor their work. This means walking around the classroom and checking on students' progress. While walking around and monitoring, you can informally assess students and give them feedback that will help them succeed. In addition, monitoring young learners will help keep them on task and give them chances to ask for help when necessary. You can also take the time to work with students who need more assistance. Watch how this teacher sits down with one group of students who need some extra help and attention to complete the task.
Can't or can you start first? Can. Lion. Can.
While walking around the room and helping students, you may find it hard to see when students at another table or on the other side of the room have finished. You can train students to use a clear signal to show they have finished an activity. Students can raise their hands or sit down in their seats if they have been standing. Or you can have students put their hands on their heads to signal they are finished. Notice how this technique makes it easy for the teacher to keep track of all her students and their progress. In addition, this technique prevents students from fooling around and creating chaos in the classroom. See if this technique works in your classroom. When students work in groups, it is important for them to know what the final product is and that it will be assessed. If you have given them clear instructions and a model, they will know what is expected of them and they will work toward that goal. Young learners love to share their work. You can prepare time at the end of the group activity for them to share their work. In this class, the activity was to make up a song or rap. Notice how much fun it is for students to see each other's performances, and they get an extra chance to practice speaking and listening.
Pumpkin, lettuce, pepper and green, something growing and it's green. Pumpkin, lettuce, purple and green. Something's growing and it's green.
Or maybe your students worked on an arts and crafts project or a poster that required some drawing or creativity. When groups present their work in front of the class, it can help build a sense of community and increase students' confidence and motivation. Watch how this teacher ends the group activity with a student presentation and then asks students group by group to place their papers in the cupboard for assessment.
Now I need you all to leave your papers in your cupboards, okay? Leave it there so I can mark it and then we will display it.
When young learners work in pairs or groups, it is important for the teacher to hold them accountable for the quality of their work. If students know they're going to present their work in front of the class or that you are going to collect their work, they will stay on task better. This is helpful because you cannot monitor every group at the same time. When planning group work for your young learners, always be sure to motivate them with a clear final product that they can share and turn in for feedback. If the final product is something they can be proud of, then they can even bring it home and show their parents. This can be an additional motivator that will keep your students excited to come to English class. Learning a language is about communicating with others, and pair and group work are perfect activities for real communication. When you give your young learners opportunities to work together in groups and pairs, you are helping them become successful and confident speakers of English. In addition, these kinds of activities help young learners learn how to work together effectively and build important collaboration skills. Although managing young learners while they do pair and group work can be challenging, if you give clear instructions and models of your expectations and have routines for grouping and pairing students, you will soon find your learners engaged and talking. There is nothing more satisfying than having students speak out and present their work in class with interest and enthusiasm. Our World provides many fun and effective pair and group work activities that are just right for your young learners. If you use the techniques suggested in this video and Our World materials, your students will communicate in English more than ever and become more motivated and active learners.
This is our world. Everybody's got a song to sing. Each boy and girl. This is our world.